Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and our first week one prop party. We are very excited. Every week, we're going to give you our favorite alt props, our favorite anytime touchdowns, our favorite parlays, and we're going to do so in just 1 minute. Hopefully everything is working today. Yesterday we did a, our Degen Power Hour, and the first part didn't work, so I'm going to check that in a minute. But yes, we are here for the week one prop party. I am so excited to do this each and every week because we love talking through props, anytime touchdowns, parlays, true Degen stuff. So let me go to my guys, see how they're feeling. The NFL's kicked off, Tyler. And we're all so happy it's back. But how are you feeling after the first game? How are you feeling for tonight's game? How are you feeling for week one?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, especially after last night. I had a little same game parlay, Eagles -2.5 and an under 55.5. I thought I was done at halftime. Then the game just decided it was done at halftime. They stopped scoring. I think we only got a field goal in the second half. So it was good to get luck out and get that ticket out of there. But it's good to have football back. I mean, the first game was interesting. A lot of offense in the first half. I don't think the defense has got to stop until that fumble. So hopefully we see a little bit more defense in tonight's game and a little more explosive plays. So because really there was no passing last night outside of the Dallas side. I mean, Philly, it was all Dallas Goedert, a couple of dump offs to Saquon. A.J. Brown was just doing wind sprints until the end of the game. Devontae Smith was pretty much not there. And Jahan Dotson caught that one deep ball. So it was all really Hurts on the ground.
That was wild. Yeah. No, I think we're going to see a little more airing it out tonight. Yeah, I mean, that was my fear and why I drafted a lot of like Barkley Hurts teams. And what my fear with and they'll get there through the course of the season, but they can be so run heavy sometimes. I saw the stat today, like the percent of, the rush rate or versus pass rate. I mean, it can be mind boggling sometimes for Eagles games, but I think we're going to get a good one tonight. But yeah, I'm just with you. I'm just so happy. Like I said yesterday that it got cut off. Everything is the sun shining brighter. The birds are chirping louder. Everything's better because football's back. So I'm so happy football's back. And of course, as you're coming in, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the Fanspeak Network. If you don't know already, we are basically doing shows here, in-season content, because we kept it rolling from best ball season right into the in-season content. We're covering every angle of the NFL betting side. Spread and Tyler do sides and totals. We're talking props. We've met multiple shows. Guys that are tonight, Degen Dads tonight, covering every side. We cover every angle of NFL betting, daily fantasy, battle royale. We have you covered almost every single day on this channel. Steve, I got to take a breath to breathe. How are you doing? How are you feeling one night in? I know our props didn't go well last night, but we're coming back for tonight. We're coming back for Sunday. How are you feeling for the rest of the week one slate?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was still a fun game to watch. Like some certain things didn't come in. It's some individuals, but and just from now on, I think I'm just going to parlay Saquon and Hurts rushing touchdowns in every single game.
Yeah.
But
that'll hit more often than it's not.
Absolutely. So yeah, no, it's just so exciting. Football's back, and it was also a good game. Dallas showed a lot more life than I think people gave him credit for, and we want to see that. We don't want every game, even if the Eagles dominate again this year, we don't want it to be like the Super Bowl where it's done at halftime.
No, absolutely not. Again, as you're coming in, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Let me just throw this up really quick. If you don't know already, again, we have content on the channel pretty much every single day. 4 p.m. on Monday and Thursday, Degen Power Hour with Steve and I covering every angle, battle royales, daily fantasy, and then the island game props. Tuesday, you got the NFL betting card with Tyler, who's on with us today, and spread. Wednesday, you have Battle Royale live with Andrew and Justin. And then, of course, Friday, prop party with us, which is awesome. And then Friday night, you get a double header of betting because you got the Degen Dads. And then we'll have a upload for Substack only subs with our DFS plays. And then going over to the Substack, again, link is in the description. $34.99 for the entire year. You get the best ball content and it rolls right into the season. So you get betting Monday, Thursday, Sunday of the favorite island props and parlays. And then I sent one already for tonight. And then you've got the best bets props parlays, kind of what we talk about today, but then we really narrow it down and props, touchdowns, parlays on Saturday for the Sunday slate. And then Battle Royale rankings Tuesday, DFS survey Wednesday, and then tonight and every Friday night, Steve will be sending his DFS best plays. So it is loaded with content here on the channel and the Substack. All right, guys, let me say hi to chat, and then it's time to get to the good stuff. Mike Robb wants a Hawaiian shirt, Steve. I don't know if you can make that happen to get the party vibes going. We got Best Ball and Call on here. Appreciate the early like. Got Kicks in here. Happy Friday to you as well. Appreciate you. Good to see. Always good to see our guy Mike Robb in here. Always good to see our guy Bruni in here. Got Thad. Hashtag I know ball. Absolutely. Bruni taking a break for filming his 45 videos until he gets a shot. I always love his work shots, little trick shots going on at work there, Bruni. We absolutely love it. All right, guys, it's time. So, and I have to preface this. We do like to, some channels, some outlets are going to hunt for unders and that kind of stuff. We like to have a little fun here. We like to hunt for the overs, hunt for those plus money bangers. You'll see that on our Substack bets. You'll see that here on the channel. You don't have to be perfect then, or over 50% to profit. Our goal is to be well over 50% to be very profitable, but those plus money bangers help out with that. So that's kind of what we're looking for here. So let me go around here. Steve, I'll go to you first. What are some of your favorite props this week?
So the first prop I got to look at this week is one we got maybe some news that benefits us last night, though it doesn't benefit us maybe overall, is the CMC injury. I know it sounded like he practiced today, but where I'm going with that
he spotted at practice. We need full update. Yeah.
Where I'm going with that is Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
His line is you can get plus money at 50 yards, 60 yards. This is the one I'm going to ladder up, start at 50, get 60, even 70 yards. I'm seeing 259 on DraftKings. I think that's a great thing. I think it's fine with or without CMC, but if McCaffrey, even if he plays, is not 100%, it's just more targets are going to filter into Ricky Pearsall. I know Juwan Jennings is back, but this team is so depleted, not just with starting weapons like Brandon Ayuk, but their depth like Jacob Cowing and some of their other Jordan Watkins. So they're just very thin. And I think Ricky is the biggest beneficiary.
Yeah, hopefully we do get some more positive news about the CMC and some clarity on that. We have also another thing that we do a touchdown treasure test every week. Every one of the Fanspeak team picks a touchdown leg. Mine was CMC. So I'm going to wait for a little more clarity, put that out tonight or tomorrow morning. Hopefully we do get some clarity on that. How about we go around the horn so we don't, because Steve could probably rattle off 6 and steal all of Tyler and I. So let's go around the horn here for a few legs. And Tyler, what's one of your favorite props of the week? And we can go around as many times as we need until we get out some of our favorites.
Okay, well, I'll roll with my favorite one. We're going to go to the Green Bay Detroit game. I feel like this number is way wrong. Jaden Reed's banged up. He probably plays, but he's dealing with the fracture in his foot. Dontavion Wicks has nubs for hands. He can't catch. Tucker Kraft's the only other pass option there. Dubes is kind of banged up. Christian Watson isn't playing. Why is Matthew Golden lined at 48.5? And he's been the most healthy receiver in the room the entire offseason. He's listed wide receiver 1. He's going against a Detroit defense who's built to stop the run. They probably slid on Josh Jacobs. And we've seen Jaden Reed crush his defense for 100 yards twice last year. If he's out, somebody's got to pick up this yardage for Love. It's probably Golden in his first NFL game. We've seen rookies hit the ground running in this wide receiver spot years before. I think he can easily even get up to 100. So I'll give it out at 48.5, but I will be laddering him up to about 100 because you're getting around 7-1 on that 100.
Yeah, absolutely. Bruni's in lockstep with you. So Bruni likes both of yours already. We got our guy. We got Rob in here. Good to see you, Rob. He says, I love a nice ladder. Now you're speaking my language. You've come to the right place, Rob. You've come to the right place. Make sure you are subscribed because we got a lot of good stuff this season. I like that a lot. Have that circled here because again, we'll narrow it down and we'll be sending out all of our favorites that we land on and are actually betting ourselves to the Substack tomorrow. I'll give my favorite. And I did like a ton of receivers. So we're going to go around here multiple times, but it's the guy that I had the most ownership to quarterback wise this offseason. Drake May, I had, I think, close to 30%. You could attack his rushing line. because I think he's going to pay off there too. That you had to, I think it was right around 30, but his passing, you can get plus money at, I believe 220. If I'm looking at it correctly, I believe 220 when I was scribbling down my numbers, you can get plus odds at Drake May 220, but I'd be willing to go over that. The Raiders defense is definitely one to attack here. I know Diggs, it's his first game, but he's got Henry. Pop Douglas is his guy. We obviously know receivers operating in the slot for Josh McDaniels. It can be very, 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 very kind to us. So I might get to that later, but I really, really just like Drake May to come out firing in the first game at home against the Raiders defense. What are you guys thinking about May week 1?
I think May is a good option. I did see Will Campbell was questionable for the game, but overall the offensive line is going to be better. He's got more weapons, like you pointed to, and of course Josh McDaniels. So
yeah,
that's not a high line. I think this ends up being a pretty competitive game.
Well, and Christian Gonzalez is out. He's already been ruled out. So, maybe there's a little, more pushback on the Raiders side. I do think Patriots win this one, but I think there could be more pushback. I think it's going to be, I think we could see some points in this game. So, like you said, Josh McDaniels, new coaching staff, but obviously his new coordinator, new weapons. Hopefully Will Campbell plays. That, obviously would hurt if he didn't. But, really like the Drake May passing. Okay, back to you, Steve.
Excuse me. My next one is another receiver. I do some non-receivers, but
I know it's hard. I liked a lot of receivers too this week.
I'm kind of going in order of what I like the most.
Sure.
But it's kind of in the same vein. We know it does sound like Kate Otten's playing, but we know there's no Chris Godwin. We know there's no Jalen McMillan. I think you could approach it either with Mike Evans or Mbuka, but I'm going to go with Mike Evans. You can get plus money at 80 yards, 90, 100. The Falcons secondary is not good. This game has extreme shootout potential. And I think Mike Evans, even if you only want to do 80 and 90, I think those are, or just 80. I mean, 80 is a plus odds, plus
right.
119 if you really want to play it safe. But Mike Evans without Chris Godwin's numbers were incredible last year. And just, I mean, this guy's getting 1,000 yards every single year. Like, he's one of the most consistent producers we see year in, year out. He knows Baker, and I think this is a matchup that they can exploit.
I like that. That was definitely one on my list. So that's why, so we don't steal all of each other's. Let's go around here. What do you got for us, Tyler? What else are you liking?
Yeah, I want to get the exact number on this just because it's just starting to populate and it's coming off the Christian Kirk news. Now, part of me wishes we did this show a little earlier in the week because I bet Jaden Higgins at 60 plus yards at 12-1, and they ripped that off the board very quickly. If we try and bet that now, it's around 3-1 because Christian Kirk is now rolled out. He's got to play it. He's going to be wide receiver 2 on the field.
Right.
His line right now is 32.5. I will gladly take the over on that. They didn't give the dude a fully guaranteed contract as the first ever second round pick to get it, to just stand on the bench. Christian Kirk being now hurt, the guy's got to play week 1. He was a stud in college. I think, and this offense doesn't have a run game right now, really. All it has is Chubb. That's short yardage. I don't think Woody Marks hits the ground running. Pierce isn't really going to chew him up on the ground either. So I think that this is going to be Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and maybe even some Jalen Noel through the air. So I'll take Jaden Higgins, and I would still even alt him up to 60, even knowing what those odds were before. I would take that up to 4-1, maybe even 5-1 if you can find a number like that.
So you did already grab what already? You got an earlier?
I have Jaden Higgins 60 plus at 12-1. 365 had it listed there earlier this week. I said that's got to be wrong. I said if he stands on the sideline for 90% of the game and that's a waste of money, yeah, I'll live with it.
Right. Oh, that's very fun. I love that you got that one early. All right, Steve, what's your second one?
Oh, are you not doing the second one?
I'm going around. You go second. I go next.
I already did Mike Evans for my second one.
Did I?
It's your turn, Meg.
Shit! Jeez, I'm losing it already. That's not good.
I'm used to her forgetting about me.
Oh, shut up! Please give me a break. All right, I'm good. I'm going between two here for the Colts. Okay, so Colts play the Dolphins on the track indoors, and I was going between the slot corner, who it was your target in our touchdown parlay. is like a no name, basically. So I was debating between Josh Downs or do I just do Danny Dimes or both? But so I'll throw them both out and I'll make it like a combo one. Danny Dimes, 225 against that terrible Dolphin secondary. You can get nice plus odds at 225 yards. I know it's gross to bet Danny Dimes. So if you feel queasy about that, Josh Downs, 50 plus yards plus money. Again, I know you have him in the touchdown parlay, which I like. I want to attack that Dolphins secondary early. So yeah, Josh Downs, 50 plus. We'll go with that. But I also sprinkled in that I don't mind if you just want to approach it that, yes, Daniel Jones can throw for over 200 yards, 225 to be specific, because you get some nice plus odds there. So, all right, that is my second one. I'm losing track already. Steve, now back to you.
Okay. So my next one is a quarterback. There's two that I really like that we haven't talked about yet. First one being Trevor Lawrence. You can get plus odds at 250. Just if you want to go all the way up to 300, you can, but just doing like 250, 270, 280, 280 is 215 on DraftKings. I like that a lot. This is another game that has shootout potential. Carolina defense is really bad. And of course, you have them adding multiple weapons, but namely Travis Hunter to go along with BTJ, and of course, new offense coach in Liam Cohen. So I'll just give my other quarterback as well. And that one, that one is Bo Nix. I feel this is one you can get plus odds at 220. I feel that's extremely low for a quarterback who, I know this is around what his average was last season, but the second half of last season, he was throwing the ball a lot more. They added so many weapons. RJ Harvey, who's excellent out of the backfield, Evan Ingram, they have young receivers stepping up, plus third-round rookie Pat Bryant. And, he still retains his number one weapon in Cortland Sutton. The Titans should at least have some semblance of pushback with Cameron Ward. I think Denver wins this game pretty easily, but 220 is just super low. I know, Jalen Hurts didn't get there last night, but they don't throw the ball. Like Denver is going to at least have a positive pass rate. And as we saw with Dallas last night, if not for the drops, Dak would have gotten this easily.
Yeah, no, I get, you and I both had 250, and those CD Lamb drops were a killer. Your first one was Lawrence, right, Steve?
Lawrence, yeah.
Okay, I'm just marking it down. Okay, I think I got it in order now. Okay, Tyler, what you got? Any other ones you like?
Before I get into that, we got some news coming out. Can I give that out real quick?
Please.
Zadarius Smith, 1-year deal with the Eagles.
Wait, who?
Zadarius Smith, edge rusher.
Oh, okay. Zadarius Smith. Okay.
And Jaden Reed, foot, Dontavian Weeks, calf, Savion Williams, hamstring, all listed questionable for week 1. I want to get that Matthew Golden bet in before they all get rolled out.
Matthew Golden.
Then you pause the show and you make 18 bets real quick.
But yeah, I will jump into my next one. And this one's more of a shot against this defense, just because I think that this team wins the game outright. I think the underdog wins it. But their rush defense last year was abysmal, and that's Carolina. Mm-hmm. Carolina's rush defense was so bad last year. Now you look at the opposite side for this Jacksonville backfield right now, and it's kind of just the game. It's a guessing game. Who's going to be the guy?
Right.
I'm going to lean that it's just going to be the guy that it's always been, and it's going to be Etienne. At 36.5 against the worst rushing defense in the league, I will gladly take an over there. I think that can be a low number, very low-hanging fruit in week 1 because nobody knows who's going to run the ball for them. If he takes the first drive and he looks good, he might get the whole game outside of him needing a little water break here and there. So 36.5 on a guy, if you had to rank him talent-wise, I think he's head and shoulders the highest talent-wise running back on that team. I have to bet that 36.5 against the worst rush defense in the league.
Yeah, no, even if it is kind of a split workload, I think against the worst rush defense in the league, we'll see game script wise, but I definitely think that makes a lot of sense. I don't want to steal Steve's because this is like his guy. So I'll go to another running back in another good matchup, Bucky Irving against the Steve. Do you know who I was almost going to steal?
I'm actually not sure.
A running back that you are very, very loyal to. I wouldn't
Okay.
put him in the old category. And Mike Robb gives you shit about needing to hang out of bingo halls. But if not, I'll mention it. But Bucky Irving, 70 plus, it's like minus 108. But I think that's just going to be a super competitive game. I don't know if I'm going to land there. Actually, I want your guys' feedback on this one. I don't know if I'm going to land there as an official play, but it's definitely one I'm considering. I kind of went through all the plays that I, through research and like narrowing in for my DFS plays, and then looking, okay, do the values make sense in the prop market? And at 70 plus at minus 108, I think I'd like that. What do you guys think about Bucky Irving specifically against the Falcons? I'll go to you first, Tyler.
I think he's in a great matchup. I think there's a possibility like a same game parlay with like build around Bucky and Drake London. Those just feel like the two guys that are just going to dominate this game. So, and Bucky is just, and unless he has bad mistakes to start the year or something happens injury wise, I just don't see how these backups eat into his workload really. Like he kind of overtook this entire backfield last year when it was a committee, and now it's just his, and these guys are dedicated to being his backup. So I love him this year in this spot and just overall.
Yeah, I mean, I think White is fine, good to go, but he still is, far and away the lead back. Steve, what do you think about the Bucky line?
Yeah, I think Bucky is, like Tyler said, it's a really good matchup. I think there's going to be a lot of points and yards in this game, so that's why I want to attack it in betting, in DFS, and everything, Battle Royale, etc. So no, I think Bucky is in a fantastic spot. I think you could, do his rush receiving. I think you could just do his rushing. I think either or just his receiving. Or if you want higher odds, if you believe both, if you don't want to do both his rushing and receiving separately, you can do them both separate bets at their line essentially and get plus odds that way. That could be a fun way to approach it.
Yeah. Okay, Steve, I'm just going to ask you, did you have James Conner on your list? I'll just cut to the chase.
I had a feeling that was it. I was scrolling through the games. I'm like, who's going to be the quote unquote old reliable running back? I was like, it's got to be James Conner.
It's James Conner. James Conner is Steve's guy. In fact, Steve, thank God he had 16 finals teams. James Conner was on like 8 of them last year and got injured in weeks. He got injured in week 17, right?
He got injured at the end of week 16, but
and he tried to push.
He tried to play week 17 and played like 4 snaps.
Yeah. And like we had family over watching the game. Like we were with extended family, and I look at Steve, and when he goes out, and I'm like, I know how bad this is. This is really bad.
Not good, Bob.
Anyways, okay, so James Conner 70 plus minus 111, another just a great matchup against the Saints. They're a team you want to target again on the ground. So I absolutely love. Obviously, should be a very positive game script for the Cardinals. Love James Conner this week in all formats, including this. Okay, but
before we get off of that game, just a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Doesn't that game feel like it just goes one of two ways? Like there is no in between. It's either the Cardinals hang 40 and the Saints are what we thought they were, or at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone's going, well, I guess my survivor pool is dead because the Saints will want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens.
I think it's the only two way it goes.
It happens every week one that there are, by 4 o'clock usually, or 7, that there's a game or two where you're like, well, I guess the survivor pool is dead. I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, it could be. It's like these things do happen, especially in week 1. I mean, who would have thought that New England Patriots, who ended up, one of the worst teams, would beat the Bengals week 1 last year?
Yeah. And who are the Cardinals to be laying that many points?
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty scary stuff. So I mentioned both Bucky and Conner. Steve, do you have another one to go back?
I do. And I will take, because I talked about this slightly with Bucky because it's something I was concerned with him. But first, speaking of that Conner game, the other old running back in that game, Alvin Kamara,
oh God,
I would look at his rushing receiving.
Okay. What about just receiving? Because they could be, if it goes the one way that Tyler is saying.
The issue is the coaching staff said we're going to give him a lot of carries. Also, I mean, I think you can attack it just as receiving, but if his
I'm a sucker for a running back receiving line. I got it on Saquon last night, and I missed it by 5 yards on Javonte. I love a good running back receiving line.
his running back receiving at 100 is plus 115, and then it just goes up increments of 10, 110 plus 164, 120, 238. You know, like,
but what is just, I'm looking
he
at
got
just
that quite a bit last year.
Yeah.
His average last season was 106.6, and that includes a game he left at halftime.
I played his just receiving a lot, and I was just trying to look for that. I'm trying to pull that right now, but is it not listed on
his just receiving
28.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got another guy in that game.
I love that. Steve, he's gonna get a shit ton of targets. You don't think?
I mean, I think he will, but I also think he's going to get a lot of carries. And it's just going up because, going up to like 40, there's just a bigger jump. It's 12-yard jump, 50. It's just harder for him to get like somebody you want to really bump above. Like at his line, I think is fantastic, but 40 is percentage-wise a pretty big bump.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What were you going to say, Tyler?
I'm getting the numbers exactly lined up so I can get you the exacts on here. But one guy in that game that I would like from the Saints side, Spencer Rattler loved him some Juwan Johnson last year when he did play.
Yeah.
You're getting 25.5 on his yards, 2.5 on his receptions. And they gave the dude $30 million in the offseason. Yeah. They did not keep him around just to stand there. Like, he is going to be a focal point on this offense, regardless of how bad it is.
Yeah, he got a big yeah. No,
and
you're
outside of
absolutely
Kamara,
right.
he is probably the other safety blanket. So 25.5 and 2.5, I think those are gifts right now. I think by week 4, his reception line is 4.5 and his yards are close to 40.
Yeah. I mean, you guys both know this. I love a good tight end line that's low, like, between 25 and 40. And I love a good running back receiving line because it's usually between 25 to 40, depending on the running back. So yeah, no, I like that. I'm sorry. Did you have anything else, Steve? I cut you off fighting about the Kamara receiving.
Also in the similar like rush plus receiving, I'm going to go with Austin Eckler. 60 plus is plus 117.
I mean, that is like Justin Bruni, who Degen Dads tonight, 9:30. His Eckler receiving. I gotta tune into Degen Dads 9:30. Yeah. Bruni, do you have Eckler receiving? Because actually, I do think the Giants could be sneaky. So I'm waiting to see that from Bruni. That was another go-to of my running back receiving. But you do like approaching rush receiving.
I think so because I think it ends up being split carries. I think he'll get 7 to 10 carries. But yeah, he's going to get 5 to 7, 5 to 8 targets. So it's one of the things he could get just receiving. Also, and you could just approach his just receiving, like, 40 is plus money. But also he had some pretty explosive runs last year. Also, I could just see him combined. I feel 60 and even 70 is pretty good with game plus odds on those.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll tune in tonight, see if Bruni has Eckler receiving. Cause I actually do like either way that you want to approach it. I'll throw out, one or two more and then see if you guys have anything else. I like Malik Neighbors. I know he has back tightness, but they say he's totally good to go. That is a concern, but I just don't trust that Lattimore can hold him down. Russ, he pairs up perfectly with Russ's moonball. I think Neighbors is going to eat in this game week 1. I'm actually kind of scared just in general about the outcome of that game for Washington, but 80 plus yards, plus money, plus 113. I like Malik Neighbors week 1 against this Washington secondary. The defense is not improved enough. Mikey Sanders still is really fun. But I mean, wouldn't it be Lattimore having most likely
or Amos, one of them.
Yeah. So,
but what does concern me is Andrew Thomas likely being out.
Yeah. I know. But don't you think our secondary just sucks just enough that Malik Neighbors can go ham?
It does. It's just a guy dealing with already coming in kind of banged up and their top offensive line. I'm just not. And add in the fact that he and Russ didn't basically practice it all together because his Neighbors missed most of camp. I think just you've a recipe for rust, not rust, rust.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
you
My
know,
other one, and then I'll see if you guys have anything else. And then I could toss out a couple, but okay, same game. What do we think about Debo plus 111 for 50?
I was consider I wanted to give out one Washington one, and I chose Eckler, but Debo was right there.
Yeah. I just think, we see this every year with people that hold in, hold out, they start slow. So I as much as Jaden and Terry had a connection last year, he still missed all of camp essentially. So I kind of think it's interesting that Debo's only at 50.
What do you think about Ertz?
What's his
I think
line?
Ertz is in
32 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think
40s plus money. So I think
I'm staying away from Terry. So I'm really open to Eckler, Ertz, and Debo because their lines are so low. So yeah.
I know you guys are Washington fans, but it just feels like last year was just such a
we ran pure.
Like expectations were here and they overexceeded them up here, and then they went to the moon. So it was like, I don't know where they're gonna fall, like where they're gonna even out at, like where this plateau's at and where they're actually at. So
I'm quite honestly nervous
for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people probably think that they're second best team in the NFC right now. Yeah. I'm not sure they're there yet.
I don't. Steve and I don't either.
I think they're a competitive team. I think they can be a playoff team, but we saw Dallas be very good last night. Like Dallas, assuming Dak can stay healthy, Dallas is not the pushover they were last year. And and Washington actually had trouble with them without Dak last year. So no, I agree. I mean, I will say they obviously upgrade their offensive line.
Yeah, that was good.
When Terry gets going, they upgrade their weapons with Debo.
Yeah.
And their defense can't be worse than it was last year. And probably is upgraded with a few pieces, but I do agree. Like they just greatly exceeded expectations last year, and I think they're good.
We're not used to that. We're used to everything going wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a bizarre world.
I think this game, just because like Neighbors isn't 100%, Scadaboo's not 100%, no Andrew Thomas. I had to say Scadaboo for Meg, contractually obligated, but no, I do think Giants are probably coming in a little. I think Giants are going to be like we saw them.
I think they could be feisty.
But and I think Giants defense has actually improved, particularly the defensive line, adding Abdul Carter to that defensive line, and that's pretty sick defensive line. So it's going to be a very tough division for sure.
Yeah. Okay, just a couple more, and then I'll circle back to see if you guys have any more. Again, slot receivers in Josh McDaniel offense. I want to be early to a Puff Douglas. Had plenty games over 40 plus yards last year in a, obviously much shittier coaching staff situation. Now another year with Drake May. He seemed to be Drake May's guy. 40 plus, you're getting nice plus odds. I really like that. So I'm very interested in Pop Douglas. And then Steve, did you already mention BTJ or Hunter?
No, I mentioned Trevor Lawrence, but yeah.
I mean, just to go fit Hunter, you can get plus odds of 50. I think BTJ 80. So interested in both of those as well. So anything else that you guys have? If not, I have one more that Spread mentioned.
I got one more prop, and I got touchdown guys, and that's just back to that Jacksonville game. The other receiver, Ted McMillan.
Yep.
63.5 seems really low. And if they're gonna keep the storyline of the Travis Hunter or McMillan rivalry going all the way from high school through college to the NFL in week 1, I will bet and lose my money to see it if he's not going to get quote unquote tired on the field, because everyone says he doesn't get tired. Let's see how it is at the NFL level. I think that McMillan could get some open catches. 63 seems low too for a guy who's going to be the number 1 wide receiver on that team by a mile.
Right. Yeah. Well, and very depleted core or receiving core right now too. So, okay. So you got a Tet's alt at there. Steve, did you have another one?
No, there's some others that I kind of like at their line, but not really push.
I'll shout out Spread's call. Wasn't his Drake London receptions, or was it receiving?
I know he just loves Drake London this week. I think either or he's fine with.
Okay. 7+ is plus money. I mean, I think he just could be peppered. You could go 7+, or you could go his receiving line. So definitely considering Drake London. Tampa always seems to be a pass funnel. We saw like the fireworks of Tampa versus Atlanta last year in both games. let's see if we see it again. I think we could. And so again, that's just a game stack we like in DFS or targeting props and anytime touchdowns. So have to shout out Drake London. If spread said high earlier, good, let's go. So not sure if he's still listening, but I agree that Drake London is a target in all formats. And so I definitely am considering his props. We'll get to anytime touchdowns in a minute. Let me hit up chat one really quick. Mike Rab likes how Tyler pronounces Kyle Pitts weird. Sounded like he pronounces it London.
He means Tyler should have been saying London instead of Pitts earlier.
Oh. Okay. I was like, I always have to be helped out with like, did I get the joke right? No, I did.
Usually not.
Mike Robbie always has the good bangers, and I sorry if I missed that one. Okay, Tim says, no, it's only week 1, but I'm glad I used Fanspeak's ranks to avoid a lot of AJ Brown. I did too. He was one of my bigger fades. Don't know if that'll be right all season. It was in week 1. But it was the concern of just a low volume passing offense. I liked other receivers and running backs in that area. So, all right, guys, it's time to move from favorite props to favorite anytime touchdowns. Tyler, I'll go to you first. And again, we can all, I put Christian McCaffrey, like I mentioned, in our touchdown treasure chest in general. When you're parlaying them together, I don't mind, getting some running backs with some, that have a little juice on them. But when we're kind of just betting them individually, we do like picking off those plus money bangers. So Tyler, any touchdowns that are standing out to you?
Yeah, I'm going to give out 3 because I don't want to just rip off a list and just take everything. The first one we're going to go with, it kind of triggered when you told me Christian Gonzalez was going to be out because I wanted to be on this before, but I wasn't sure if he's going to be on the field. Dante Thornton plus 430. Talked about him all offseason. He's supposed to be one of their best wide receivers. 6'5", 4.3 speed. Gino will give him a shot down the sideline. So maybe he breaks onto the scene first week of the year against the defense missing their best corner. So love that. Another one I want to take, I'll target Washington. I know I said I wanted to avoid him, but Eckler's old. Corsi Merritt's getting shot out of a cannon. He's not a goal line back. Chris Rodriguez is the goal line back. They get close. He's going to be the guy trying to get this touchdown. Plus 250 on him to score a touchdown seems really nice. So we'll take that. And then my last one, I'm going to go with my guy, Josh Downs. You talked about it. That slot corner for Miami, just all the corners for Miami are bad.
Yeah.
Their whole defense is bad outside of them couple edge rushers. So I just think Daniel Dimes, even if he just loses his mind like he does sometimes, I think Josh Downs could be that wide open that he finds when he gets into the end zone. So love that call. Those would be my 3.
I like it. He's got a absolutely pristine matchup. So I hope he gets there. Hopefully we can 6 out of 6 in our touchdown treasure chest. Look for that on Twitter this weekend. Steve, anytime touchdowns, what are you liking?
So I'm going to start with 2 of my favorite receivers, and I mentioned them both for regular props as well, but that's Mike Evans and BTJ. I just think the matchups, you're getting plus money on guys who, Mike Evans gets 8+ touchdowns every single year. BTJ, we saw what he did as a rookie. He got better quarterback play, better system. I think the fact that you're getting plus money is easy to take compared to like some of the other top end receivers and what they typically go for. The other, I really wanted to find a couple running backs just because we do know teams are looking for running backs.
It's tough for plus money running backs.
Yeah. The one that I did find is Ramondre Stevenson, plus 155 on DK. Not sure what he is on FanDuel. The Patriots have said this is a split backfield. They've also kind of indicated Stevenson could just get more carries. He's also the bigger back. So if they truly are on the goal line, I think it is Stevenson. And honestly, in camp, he got almost an even number of split targets with Travion Henderson. Henderson's clearly the more explosive guy, the better all-around guy. But I just think that's Stevenson, the fact that you're getting plus money is very real for him to benefit. And then one other one, just because I was looking for plus money running backs. I know he was banged up a lot of camp, but he's healthy now. Kenneth Walker.
Cam's got money. I'm just kidding.
When Kenneth Walker being plus money, the 49ers defense is not what it once was. I do think the Seahawks have also made it very clear they want to run the football. And you look at the way they ran in preseason. Well, it wasn't Walker, but they ran the ball extremely well. Their system, their offensive line, everyone looked great. They drafted this guy, Robbie Utes. He's going to become a fan favorite. He's going to become the next Juszczyk. Dude, he was a tight end / fullback. They also are going to be in 2 tight ends. That's a lot. I think they want Kenneth Walker to run the ball, and plus 115 on DK. I'm assuming it's plus money at least on FanDuel as well. I think that's a really good number for a guy who probably gets 20 plus touches this game.
Oh, that's a really good call. You know who I thought you were going to say that I was going to point out that I was shocked? Monty is plus 155. Yeah. That one surprised me because there were so many games last year that both Montgomery and Gibbs scored. I mean, again, like you talk about Hurts, Saquon parlay that, and you're going to come out on top if you do it 17 weeks. If you did that 17 weeks last year, I mean, up until when Monty was active, obviously he missed 4 games or something. When they were both active, it happened a lot where both scored. Yeah. So for him to be plus 155, the market feels like Gibbs is taking more of the workload and not exactly, not what it was last year. And maybe that is the case, but plus 155, I'd maybe be willing to find out.
Mm-hmm. No.
So I just have 2 more because you guys took mine, but that's a good thing. Well, I had Neighbors plus 155. I don't know how you feel about that, Steve, because I know you had some reservations.
I struggle for the Neighbors bets. I mean, they could absolutely hit, but just the fact that he's a little banged up, I'm probably not going to do it.
Yeah, I guess I just don't respect our secondary outside of Mike Sanders.
That could be true, but maybe it's like Slayton has a touchdown, Theo Johnson has a touchdown, Cam Scatterbo comes in and catches a touchdown.
Yeah. Legit, there needs to be a Cam Scatterbo parlay play of the week. I literally think I'm going to make one. I mean, just for myself, not to send it out, not to put on Twitter and embarrass myself. I think I'm going to do one absolutely ridiculous, my guy's best ball touchdown parlay. And
our guy, I don't know if you saw our guy, Sean Mitchell, tweet out the other day, when Cam Scatterbo scores a touchdown, I'm going to be unbearable. And that's going to be Meg as well.
No, I feel like I'll keep it calm. Depends on how much I have to drink.
What if he goes out there and gets 2 touchdowns?
Oh my God.
He has the Miles Sanders game or Javonte Williams game.
Oh my God. That would be wild. I mean, our run defense isn't great either. Okay. So you don't love the Neighbors thing, but yeah. And then the other one is just, and depending on the news on Christian McCaffrey, Kittle's plus 155 or plus 160.
I consider that for a touchdown bet.
I mean, he's been Purdy's guy from the jump, and I love Pearsall too, but I think, when you think of Kittle was the number 1 red zone tight end, as far as red zone targets of tight ends last year, if I'm remembering my research correctly. By the way, I need to get deep in, this week was so weird with best ball, Labor Day, phasing into all the in-season content. I love my normal routine. I use fantasy points data. I read Rich Rebar's stuff on Sharp Football. I have all my go-to stuff. I need to get in the zone of reading all my data and all that stuff. But if I'm remembering correctly, Kittle was the number 1 red zone tight end, I think. Red zone targets. So yeah. I think it's plus 160. So definitely interested in that. Quite honestly, with or with whatever the news is on Christian McCaffrey, I'm interested in that. But so anyways, those are the touchdowns. Anything else from you guys? And then I'll catch up with chat really quick.
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay. Well, I think we got some good ones.
Well, one I was going to point to, Tyler mentioned him for his yards, but T-Mac McMillan is plus 175 on DK. Jacksonville's defense is not good. I don't think they're very strong. I think Carolina is going to put up some points, and Thielen's traded. Coker is out. I think the 6'5", 220, 15-pound receiver is probably a good option. He got multiple red zone looks in the preseason in limited time. I think he is gonna. The fact that it's plus 175 feels, most number 1 receivers are plus 150 or above.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think we point out a lot of good ones. And again, we're going to narrow it all down. We're going to pick our favorites. What we actually bet, we're going to send to Substack subs tomorrow. Then we'll, cook up some parlays and send those to Substack subs tomorrow. So again, link is in the description. There's a free 7-day trial too, if you just want to pick off what we were doing this week, see how we do. But no, I mean, over the course of the season, we had a good season last season. I believe we're gonna have another great season, DFS, Battle Royale, and in NFL betting. But it is all covered there every single day of the week on our Substack. Link in the description, 7-day free trial, and then just $34.99 for the entire year, which will then go into next best ball season, because it's someone asked yesterday, it's from the time you get it 365 days later. So so we've covered alts, we've covered touchdowns. Let's talk a little parlays. Let me say a quick hi to some chat. We got Chiato Fantasy in here. Good afternoon, Pacheco touchdown. Have that sneaky I have that in one of our parlays that we sent to Substack subs. Again, the Friday night game tonight, Chiefs, Chargers in Brazil. Already sent out the Substack bets to our Substack subs, and you can see, if you do sub, you'll be able to see the full archive and everything. Pacheco was on there. Pacheco's rush yard was one of the individual bets too. We got our guy, Felix Castro. The lore of Felix, if you don't know, he won the Millie Maker with a last second Najee Harris touchdown. So he's very loyal to Najee. So he's happy Najee day to all. It looks like Najee is active. We already covered Mike saying that I needed a Cam Scatteroo parlay. I do think I'm going to do something ridiculous with Cam Scatteroo in my best ball guys parlay this week. Tim D is a Pats fan. McDaniels will be running the ball a lot this year. It takes forever to his offense to be fully implemented, really complex, lots of running in the meantime. Okay, so maybe that leans into the, I still like my Drake May 225, but you'll have to let me know what you think of that. And Felix likes the Bijan at 2 touchdowns. I don't usually like going against the Bucs run D, but hey, it's Bijan Robinson. So, and I wouldn't be mad about that for my best ball shares. So let me go here now. We're going to move on to favorite parlays. Tyler, what are you liking in the parlay streets? What do you like cooking up?
I got one cooked up and we'll stick with it. It's just going to be a 60-yard alt parlay. 3 guys at 60 yards.
I like it.
Go with our guy, Jaden Higgins.
Okay.
Go with our other guy we talked about, Matthew Golden. And we're going to go with a guy we haven't talked about yet. And I just think it's a nice matchup for him. I think they're going to be playing from behind. Cedric Tillman at 60 plus. You're getting about plus 250 on that. We've seen him have blow up games. To do like a clone of Nico Collins when Jameis Winston stepped in last year for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Flacco's going to play similar to that, and he's going to give Tillman chances down the sideline. You also got to think Judy's going to take most of the attention. I think Tillman, that's a nice spot for 60 plus, and he can do that one catch. So, and you're getting 30-1 on those 3 guys to get 60 yards. So I'll take a shot on that.
Yeah, 30-1 on those 3 to get 60 is really nice. Steve, what are you cooking up?
So at first, I really like that parlay and definitely will be
I know, I just wrote it down.
So I look to do a 60, 70, 80 yard parlay. What I did was the 60 Ricky Pearsall.
Nice.
So that's plus 168. Then I did 70 T Higgins, that's plus 108. And then 80 Mike Evans plus 119. Total is a little over 11-1 on DK.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who were the other 2? Because I was cooking up mine.
I did T Higgins. I was actually debating from this game either T Higgins or Jerry Jeudy. I went with T Higgins just because obviously I think he's more talented. And I think this is another game that has like some shootout potential, but you could go Jeudy for similar odds if somebody wants to take it from that route instead.
And then who was the third one?
The third is the highest one, Mike Evans, 80 plus, because
Yeah.
that's plus 119.
Okay. And that comes out to what total?
On DK, 11 plus 1120.
Okay. All right. Mine's a quarterback special. It's 3 of my favorite quarterbacks this week. We mentioned all of them here today. Baker 250. And you, again, if you're feeling bullish, you could move this up to 275 or higher if you like it higher. I'm on DK right now. So Baker Mayfield, 250 plus passing yards against the Falcons. Trevor Lawrence, 250 plus passing yards against the Jaguars. Drake May, 230 plus passing yards against the Raiders. That is 8-1. If you want to get crazy and spicy and you believe in Daniel Jones, 210 takes it to 17-1. So it's Baker. I'm writing it down. Tila. I'm writing down quickly. May and Danny Dimes. But yeah, if you don't trust Daniel Jones, take that out. If you do, you can add him in. So it can go anywhere from 8-1 to 17-1, but a little quarterback special. I like doing those. And then my other favorite to do parlay wise, you guys know, is low hanging fruit. We almost hit the low hanging fruit yesterday. We got Saquon 20 plus or 15 over 15 plus receiving. And then we needed who else did we get low? Ferguson. No, Goddard. We got Goddard 40 plus receiving. We needed like 20 more yards from Jake Ferguson and 5 more yards from Javonte Williams. So a tight end, running back receiving, or quarterback rushing. I love a good low hanging fruit parlay. Didn't cook one of those up yet, but wouldn't be surprised if I did. Any final thought, or we should build just a parlay of like our absolute favorite bets to end the show, because usually we do
what about our same game parlay for tonight? I know the show's on Friday, but we do have a game tonight.
That's true. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. I sent again to Substack subs. I sent this, but I'll post this one on Twitter. So let's do it. Let me clear this out. And okay, I'll just cook it.
Or
it could be anything, props, sides, totals, touchdowns, whatever you're liking the most. So we'll go around the horn. What do you think, Tyler?
I'll go, give me Worthy at 70 yards. I just think he's going to be game plan for a lot here.
Let me just throw over DK just to build this out really quick live on screen. Then I'll compare the two before I tweet it and, book it.
I'll build the FanDuel one over here so you don't have to.
Okay. Yeah. Then that way we know. Okay, perfect. Okay. You said Worthy 70, right?
Yep.
All right. Where did you go? Okay, there we go. Worthy 70 plus 112 if you're betting individually. We got it in. Steve, what do you got? Do not say. Mike Rob's going to give you shit if you say an oldie, which I did put him in one. I did put him in one already.
I'm going to say an oldie, but not the one that you're most worried about. I'm going to go with Keenan Allen 50 plus yards.
Thank God. I thought he was going to say Juju, which I did put in a parlay, and I'm already regretting it. Okay, so Keenan, I like Keenan this one actually.
50 plus.
Okay, Keenan Allen 50 plus. All right, we're up to 410. All right, I'm deciding between Isaiah Pacheco rushing, because I think he's going to be the guy, and I'm just banking on that he looked like crap when he came back last year because he was coming back from the injury. He's looked good in camp and preseason. Or does Ladd McConkey? He had a touchdown and I think 70 yards. Now you need to go up to 80 to get like plus money on Ladd McConkey. So it's either Ladd McConkey 80 or Isaiah Pacheco, like honestly, just even 60. But if you wanted to get spicier, you could go 70 or higher. The Chargers run defense is not that scary. If I did 60 plus, this is a 12-1. What do you guys think? Who do you like better, Ladd 80 or Pacheco 60? I'll go to you first, Steve, and then Tyler.
I mean, I'm fine with either, but I think Pacheco is the better one.
I like Pacheco better.
Yeah.
It's just, and this might just be me thinking about it too much, but I don't want to parlay Ladd with Keenan Allen when they're both trying to come out of the slot.
Yeah.
It just seems like a recipe for like a disaster, not a disaster, but like one guy gets there and you're like, why isn't the other one getting there? It's like, yeah, because the reason you got the other one is because that guy's running the routes out of the slot and the other guy's stuck on the outside.
Yeah. How do you see them utilizing both, Steve?
I think both will get some time in the slot. I think when they're both out there, though they will still both get some time in the slot, but probably it ends up being more Keenan overall in the slot. I think Ladd can be a little bit more utilized in the Z. So that would be my guess.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm really interested to see this, but I do feel like Keenan as Matt Harmon, the great receiver charter, rights reception perception website and charts receivers, said like Keenan Allen has aged gracefully, where a lot of receivers, when they age, they just go off a cliff. He's aging gracefully, and now he's back with Herbert and the Chargers. And I like him to go for 50 tonight. I had him individually for 40, spoiler alert. But again, you can check this all out. Substack, link in the description. I already sent out the Friday bets, but that will be in the archive. I will post this bet to Twitter. So to recap it again, it is 70 plus Xavier Worthy receiving, 50 plus Keenan Allen receiving, 60 plus Isaiah Pacheco rushing. So you got a little 50, 60, 70 here for a 12-1. Obviously there's boosts available. I've of course Degen already and already used them. But there's boosts, there's risk freeze out there, all that kind of stuff. But I really like this one. I'm going to bet it and tweet it right after this show. So this has been a lot of fun, guys, as it usually is. We did this last year. We're running it back this year, 4 p.m. every Friday. What are the final thoughts for the people? What do you got for final thoughts for week 1, Tyler?
Yeah, final thoughts before you bet that parlay, Meg. Make sure you do it on FanDuel because it's 12-1 on DK and it's 14-5 on FanDuel. So you
there
get
it is.
$2.5 extra value
okay.
on there.
I'm making a note. FanDuel Friday parlay. Okay, I just circled it. Good to know. That's why you shop it out. Out.
Got to shop it out. But final thoughts. I think this is going to be a good season. I think we had a decent game to start, a lot of offense to start, and then, of course, the weather delay slowed us down. But I think a lot of these rookies are going to hit the ground running. My guy, Jaden Higgins, of course, because I have the highest exposure to him as my wide receiver, so I need him to hit the ground running.
There we go.
I think it's going to be a fun season. I think there's going to be a good game tonight. So just ready to get into Sunday when we get all the games.
I love it. Steve, what are your final thoughts for week 1? Then I'll get to Mike Rob's chat.
Yeah, no, I mean, kind of the same. Like football's back. It's exciting. First game was good. I think tonight should be fun. Never know a little bit with some of these international games. But I'm looking forward to a good game tonight and a good fun weekend.
Yeah. Oh, football's back.
News, Meg.
What? Is there more news you said?
They just rolled him questionable for week 1.
Oh.
If it wasn't a calf injury, it wouldn't be so bad, but it says calf, and that's just terrifying.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be like, Steve and I need to tape a DFS show after this. Now I'm going to be like scouring every Kyle, because didn't Kyle Shanahan speak to the media?
I believe so. Yeah. I'll see if I can find anything on that.
I'm going to have to watch the whole thing, scour Coach Speak Index, all of it. This sucks. I mean, he practiced limited today though, right?
Yeah. He geared up to practice and then they just gave him the Q tag for the week 1.
Well, that'll make DFS real fun this week because, I mean, if he's good to go, you could get low ownership on CMC.
There's a tweet. This is as of 44 seconds ago. It says he's questionable for Sunday per Kyle Shanahan. He did not practice today. He ramped up to practice, did not practice.
Oh, no.
Was doing his stretching and running routine on the side prior to individual drills. Didn't practice with the team on Friday. Underdog just tweeted that.
God.
Yeah.
Week 1 funds. You know how this goes.
Yeah. Mike, Vegas just upped the over-under for mixed cuss words.
It just spiked. It went from 10 to like 16.5.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, our chat lord has the best comments. My favorite parlay, Mike over 10 cuss words during the Commanders game. Tyler under 2 smiles all day Sunday. Steve saying I should have had more exposure to him over 12 times. It's like, well, I'll speak for Steve, myself and Steve, but like, I mean, it's like, Steve, anytime we play DFS, will be like the first 3 minutes in. And if I'm watching it with him, be like, I should have played him. I should have had more exposure to him. I'm like, we're 4 minutes into the 1 o'clock slate. Like we have like
how the day's going.
Oh my God. Will be a crazy day when Meg doesn't zone Steve's great info as she daydreams about building the Scatterbo parlay. I swear I was writing notes. I have so many notes here to send out to our Substack subs. But now I'm just tilting this Christian McCaffrey stuff. So, because that was one of my big stands this year. Hopefully it's just, I don't know, Steve, how are you coping? Because what percentage did you end up with on McCaffrey?
Like 10%, 12%.
Is your cope that it's still early and everything could just be all okay?
I mean, it's like the Michael Scott gift. All I can do
I would
now
much
is
like
brave
if there was any other injury reported, if his arm was ripped off his body right now, I would be more confident than a calf injury.
Yeah, calf is not great.
I think that's why everybody's freaking out, because
they were like his arm is at the 50-yard line and he's squirting blood as they take him into the locker room. I'd be like, I'm fine with that. They'll put it back on. But his calf, I can't have that.
Yeah. How much exposure did you end up with, Tyler?
I think I was right around Steve, like 10%.
Yeah,
There was a lot of times where it got to that like 7 to 10 range, and it was like, I'm just going to click his name.
Yeah. No, I was right around there too. But I made a big stand in marathon and went all in, like taking them as early as I could, basically, unless it was like the one spot. And I think I had like 25, 30% marathon. I did like over 50 marathon. That was like my big stand is if my guys stay healthy and my player takes are right, this is like rewards good player takes. So Come on, McCaffrey, get healthy, bud. But yeah, this will definitely make a very, very, very interesting decision for Sunday and how to handle that if it's a true game time decision. Yikes. All right. Well, this has been wild. Tyler, appreciate the breaking news. Don't love what the breaking news was, but appreciate the breaking news. But hopefully you guys appreciated and enjoyed this every Friday, 4 p.m. prop party. Again, we cover it all, covering the alts, our favorite props and alts, our favorite anytime touchdowns, our favorite parlays. We'll then figure out what we like the most, what we're actually betting, send it to our Substack subs on Saturday. Hit that like button on the way out. We appreciate you. There will be a show for Substack subs tomorrow morning on DFS Top Plays. Guess we'll have to adjust that with Christian McCaffrey because he was my favorite play. So yes, but look for that. But this has been a great week of content, and it's just going to keep coming every single week of the NFL season. We have shows for you almost every single day. So hopefully you are subscribed and enjoying it. Thank you very much for Tyler, for Steve. I'm Meg, and we will see you next time. Have a great rest of your week 1.